After a couple close losses the last two nights, how much did your group need that win, and how much did they deserve to walk away on a good note?
I think they did. I mean, we're talking about one of the elite teams in the National League, and they put a ton of pressure on you. They do a lot of things right, and fortunately, the last couple of days, one-run games that didn't go our way, and today we were able to capitalize, on a mistake they made, ball going into our dugout, Cody being able to score, and then held on at the end with our pitching, which it was a good victory for us.
You had a couple big hits from two guys that have been swinging a nice bat lately, in Jeffers and Cody Clemens. And Cody always seems to have some of those big moments and unique situations. And, how nice was it to see them continue that and come up big?
Yeah, I mean, Jeffers with the big homer, but Cody, we knew it was a situation with Gassner that we didn't know how long he was going to pitch, being an opener, put Cody up there, two big hits early in the game, had a big homer the other day left on left. But overall, it was good to see because, we came through in big moments, which over the last couple days, we had those opportunities and didn't capitalize on them.
Do you think Cody's hitting lefties better? I mean, or is it just kind of one of those overall hot streaks where the last...
I don't know which one it is, but I'm going to take it either way. Sometimes, left-handers need to see a left-hander to stay in, but Cody's had good at-bats, both right and left, recently. I think the thing that's been the most impressive, and he did it yesterday, was he got to 2 strikes, he got to 0-2 and hit the line drive to left, which was a really good swing, which, the hitting side of me says, all right, he's staying close, he's staying on the ball.
There were solos, but what did you see from Bailey over the 5?
He wasn't as sharp. I think that was the biggest thing. And I don't know if it's, after we've talked about the number of ups and going 9 innings, he wasn't as sharp as he's been, and he was still able to navigate their lineup. I mean, that's not an easy lineup with 7 left-handers for him in the stretch in a row. He gave up the home run to Yelich in the 5th, and then Bowers just missed the next one. And I think that showed me, all right, we got a left-handed lane here, and he's not as sharp as he's been, even though the pitch count was in the mid-70s, that it was time to get him out. But he grinded through it, and that's impressive.
Morris gets you out of the jam and then gets another couple outs. His role seems to be evolving. What's he showing you as he gets these later leverage assignments?
Yeah, I think it's just, we've talked about it, it's getting him opportunities later leverage. I mean, this is a kid that's never had those situations because in the minor leagues he was a starter. Whether you go back to the Toronto game when he came in and got Springer out, or today having to go through where he was at, he's earning those because of the fact that his stuff plays that way and he's executing there.
Royce's the strikeouts are particularly up, and you see him with the 2 bunt attempts to kind of get something going. What are you seeing with his approach right now?
Yeah, I think he's grinding a little bit. I mean, I would say maybe a little bit of overswinging. I think there's a situation where guys they don't have their A swing and they try to overswing to do too much, and I think it's more just backing it back down. And I think in the bunt situation there, you just kind of saw it. Now, on the flip side of that is if third basemans are going to play back, we do have to take advantage of that, not just in Royce's case, but in all cases.
Beyond the approach and mechanical as far as the human management, what can you kind of do to help him stay out of his head and help him stay positive?
Yeah, it's challenging when you're going through a tough stretch, and I think the biggest thing we have to do is continue to encourage, continue to work, continue to stay positive, because of the fact that it would be different if he wasn't working, if he wasn't grinding on it, but he is. And I think that's the thing. If it was apathy and there was no work, then I would have concern and be frustrated. But in that case, he's still getting the work in.
I know you said pregame that tomorrow's starter is TBA. Do we have an announcement on who that's going to be?
Yeah, I have not told that person yet, but Dustin will give it to you before we leave. Okay?
Did you get any kind of report on Taj?
Yeah, so, as you guys saw, it was an inning and 2/3. He's healthy. He's fine. He went down and finished in the bullpen. So I think we wanted him to get to 65, 70. He got to 65 in the bullpen. But, we also have limits on guys. He threw 35 pitches. Sounded like there was a 10-pitch at bat and a 12-pitch at bat, along with a walk. We're not going to extend a guy on rehab like that. But I think the biggest indicator, as we've always talked about, is how he comes in and feels tomorrow, and then we can gauge from there. But he was able to get more work in after that outing.
If Sim's not the starter.
A positive